Hello Year 4, welcome back to our maths videos. Over the next couple of weeks we're going to be learning about time. So in order to help with some of the lessons, it would be useful if you could access an analog clock, which is a clock that looks similar to one of these. You may already have one at home, which is great. If not, if you go onto the Fairwick Junior School website, under the home learning page, I have put a link for a analog clock which you can print out at home and cut out exactly like this one, and then you'll be able to use the hands. Or if you don't have access to a printer, if you go onto this week's PowerPoint for our maths videos, on the first slide I've attached a link for an analog clock which you can then use on your laptop or iPads at home. So please make sure you have one of those readily available for today's lesson. We're going to start off today just by looking at the parts of the analog clock to help us tell the time. Okay, so you probably noticed that on this clock that we've got a big blue hand and a little red hand. On the analog clocks that you have, they may not be blue and red, but you will hopefully have a big hand and a little hand. So if you look at this clock here, both hands are black, but one is smaller and one is larger. The big blue hand shows us the minutes, and the little red hand shows us the hours. So if I look at the time on this clock at the moment, the hour hand is pointing at 2, and the big hand is pointing at 60. And if the big hand is pointing at 60, then that would be o'clock. So the time at the moment on this clock is 2 o'clock. Then if we have a look a little bit more, so as I move the big minute hand round, okay, we would start at o'clock, and as I move the hand round, when I get to the 3 or the 15, this would be quarter past. And as I move round towards the bottom, so pointing halfway down now at 30 minutes, this would be half past. If I move it round again towards the 9 and the 45, this would be classed as quarter to. Okay, and then as I bring that back round, back to 60, I'm back to o'clock. So now the time is 3 o'clock, and hopefully you notice that as the big hand was going round, the hour hand, so the smaller hand, was also moving. So if I move that back round, it's moving, and now I'm at 4 o'clock. Okay, so we've got o'clock, quarter past, half past, quarter to. Okay, hopefully you notice on this clock as well, I've got some little blue dots, and then it's going 5, 10, 15. So this is counting up in minutes. So at the moment, if I'm at 60 minutes, that would be 0 minutes also at o'clock. And then I can start counting up. So I've got 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 7 minutes, 8 minutes, 9 minutes, 10 minutes. And then I can continue using my 5 times tables. I can then just continue counting up in 5. So I've got 10, 15, which would be quarter past, 20, 25, 30, which is half past, 35, 40, 45, which is also quarter to, 50, 55, and back to 60. Okay, so now we're going to have a look at some questions or some times. So my first one I've got here is the children finish their run a mile at 9:20 a.m. This is something else that we haven't spoken about before, is AM and PM for my second sentence. AM, if you're not sure, means the morning, and PM means the afternoon. Okay, so if the children finish their run a mile at 9:20 a.m, they're finishing it in the morning. Okay, so if we have a look at that now on the clock, okay, so I've got my 9:20. We're going to look at 3 different ways that I could say the time. So first of all, if I'm here, I'm 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes. 20 minutes after 9 o'clock. Okay, because 9 o'clock has already happened, so it's 20 minutes after 9 o'clock. I could also say that it's 9:20. Okay, and that's the way that I said it when it was written like this, that it was 9:20 a.m. Okay, but also using the vocabulary that we spoke about earlier, about using the words past and to, I can also say that it was 20 minutes past 9 o'clock. Okay, so there's my 3 different ways that I could say the time. If we look at sentence number 2, at 5:40 p.m, so that's in the evening, a family sits down to eat their dinner. If we have a look at that one on the clock, okay, so this shows us 5:40. If the minute hand is pointing at 40, I can count up to 60 to work out how many minutes it is before the next hour. So if I'm at 40, I can count up in my 5s again. So 5, 10, 15, 20. So it's 20 minutes before the next hour. Okay, and if it's at 5:40, it means that it's nearly 6 o'clock. So it's 20 minutes before 6 o'clock at the moment. Okay, I could also say that time, like I did here, as 5:40. Okay, but also using my vocabulary of using to, I could say that it's 20 minutes to 6 o'clock. Or 20 minutes to 6, okay, sometimes the way that people say it. Okay, so what I'm going to get you to do now is have a go at home. So at this point, it would be useful for you to have a pen and paper and access to an analog clock. Okay, so first thing I'd like you to have a go at is working out what's the time. So I've got 2 clocks here for you. I'd like you to pause the video now and see what the time is. Okay, right, let's see how you got on. So I'm going to have a look at this clock first of all. So I know that the hour hand is between 8 and 9. So I know that it's going to be in the 8th hour or 8 o'clock. Okay, I then need to look at my minute hand. So this time it's between the 5 and the 10. So I now need to use the dots. So if I've got 5, 6, 7, okay, and because it's on this side of the clock, it's going to be past, so it's going to be 7 minutes past 8, okay, and you may have also written it like this, okay, so this one is 7 minutes past 8. If we then have a look at this clock, okay, my hour hand is between the 2 and the 3, and my minute hand is on this side of the clock, so I know that it's nearly 3 o'clock. Okay, hopefully what you've done at home is counted up from the minute hand to the 60 minutes or the O clock. Okay, so using my dots, I've got 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then I'm at the 40. So I've got 3, and I knew from earlier that from 40 to the O clock is 20 minutes. Add on my 3 minutes is 23 minutes, so that means that it's 23 minutes to 3, okay, and you may have also written it like this, okay, because it's also 37 minutes, okay, and the way that you may have worked that out is using your 35, 36, 37 minutes, okay. Right, this time I'd like you to show me the time. Okay, you won't be able to show me, but you may be able to upload it onto Purple Mash so I can have a look. Okay, but using the analog clock that you have at home, I'd like you to show me 25 minutes past 11 and 18 minutes to 9. So pause the video now and have a go. Right, let's see how you got on. So I have my 2 clocks, bear with me. My 2 clocks ready made for us. Okay, so I've got my 18 minutes to 9. Let's make sure that that's accurate. Yeah, 18 minutes to 9 and 25 minutes past 11. If you're not able to see these clearly, please make sure you have a look on the PowerPoint on the home learning page. Okay, but well done for giving it a go. Okay, so now it's your turn. I'd like you to have a go at these two activities. You've got the first activity where I'd like you to tell the time and write the time underneath the clock for Mr. Wolf. And then a second activity where you will need to fill in the spaces. You can find a copy of this task on the PowerPoint under the home learning page or a picture at the end of this video. Check back tomorrow where I'll be going through the answers and introducing the next lesson.